just a lap before that. Now here's Davey Allison and Ken Schrader running right together on the racetrack. We will keep an eye on this battle as we take another break in our live coverage of the Save Mart Supermarkets 300 NASCAR Winston Cup race from the beautiful Valley of the Moon in California. The top 5 separated by 6.97 seconds, 3.29 between first and second. Rudd is 4 seconds behind Irvin, about 5.5, and Davey Allison almost 7 seconds behind. Our next Speed World presentation of NASCAR Winston Cup Racing will be on Sunday afternoon, June 13th at 12:30 Eastern Time. The Champion Spark Plug 500 live from Pocono International Raceway in Pennsylvania. That's Sunday afternoon, June the 13th. There's the leader, Jeff Bodine. The Motorcraft Ford doing a nice job holding off the challenges of Dale Earnhardt and others, Ned.
Yeah, the car seems to be handling very well, Bobby. Goes through turn 7 here in real good shape and just very smooth. Jeff Bodine is a good road racer.
Well, he has won victory in road course competition. That came back in 1984 at Riverside. Earnhardt, though, has never won. Rudd has, so has Irvin. But here is a guy who has really performed well in the first few laps of this race. He is up in 7th position. That, of course, is Darrell Waltrip. He started 13th.
And look at him trying to get under Davey Allison, and Allison was trying to be passed by Kenny Schrader. It's a great race back there. There comes Martin and Rusty Wallace right behind these guys.
Jerry really impressed with Darrell Waltrip's performance so far.
Guys, Barry Dodson and the crew were really feeling good about their chances today. They've had one of the few 3-link chassis in the field. They say the 3-link chassis prohibits the car from doing the wheel hop. They're able to adjust the rear chassis with the short trailing arms and the direct link to the rear end housing that'll minimize the hopping of the rear end when they go into the brakes. And that's why they figured DW would be able to make his way at his own pace toward the front.
Waltrip has 5 road course wins in his career, all of them coming at Riverside. He has never won here or at Watkins Glen, but he has 5 victories at Riverside. The most recent was in 1986. His best performance here was an 8th as he breaks going into turn 7.
Tries to get on the inside of Ken Schrader. He got a nose under there, Bob, but couldn't quite make the pass. Didn't get the run off the corner that he normally gets off of here. He was a little bit loose coming off of that turn and just you can see that Rusty Wallace is still working on Mark Martin, was never able to get around him. Of course, Mark was running in second trying to take the lead before he had a problem. Pit stops coming up, guys.
Yeah, Ernie Irvin is headed towards the pits.
Jerry punches right there as Ernie comes in.
And the speed is 35 miles per hour. They said 3,000 RPMs in second gear. And Ernie Irvin heads the Kodak Chevrolet, the defending champion of the Save Mart 300, and a California native. From Salinas, California, Irvin will bring the car down a scheduled pit stop. The crew now going to work on the Irvin machine. They will change all 4 tires. And here again, it is very critical to get the car completely full of fuel. Ernie very close on fuel to make it on 2 pit stops, barring any caution flags. Left side tires going on. And they have completed the left side tires. Let's check into the Kyle Petty pit.
Quick pit stop, 4 tires. The car was just a little bit loose, so what they did was drop the air pressure in both rear tires. Dorsey Schrader is also in. He will also be in here for a 4-tire change.
This is neat. Our broadcast position is right above the pit area. Normally, I don't get to see pit stops like I saw Ernie Irvin. That was really something. It's hard to believe how those guys are coordinated on their pit
And look at there, Darrell Waltrip going by Schrader, Mark Martin going by now Rusty Wallace. Has Schrader got a problem or what? Lost 3 spots in that corner turn he did.
yes, he did. He slipped a little bit. In fact, his car was a little bit loose coming off of this corner, Benny, and I think he just broke traction there, and they all took advantage of it.
Jeff Bodine behind the leader. He's coming in the pits. Our leader is heading towards the pit road, and Earnhardt's coming in. Rudd's coming in. I can't even talk. Maybe else. All of them's coming in, except Rusty Wallace, who stopped earlier.
And this might give Rusty a chance to lead a lap and get 5 bonus points, which is very important now, as close as the points are.
Meanwhile, those that were on the track are now in the pit area, going slowly toward their assigned pit area. Earnhardt has stopped. Bodine just about to. Here's Jerry.
43-year-old Jeff Bodine has the Motorcraft Ford getting service, and what a job they have done in the last few weeks. Harold Stott, 55 years of age, changing the right and rear tire. It's been tire changing for 20 years. Now, right side tires are on. They come around, take the left side off. Car being completely fueled. Our leader, our early leader, Dale Earnhardt now is out. He comes coming down pit road here in Bodine. Off the jacket, Earnhardt will be the first among the leaders. Lead pit road, Bodine next. They race to turn 1.
And as they go back out onto the racetrack, Rusty Wallace did get credit for leading that lap. So 5 bonus points to him.
And he'll be able to stay out for a while, Bob, because he stopped during that last caution, so he has enough fuel to go for a good while. He's just out there running by himself, no one even close to him, in front of him, or behind him.
So the first series of pit stops have been completed here at Spears Point, the first scheduled series of stops. Rusty Wallace has the lead because he pitted earlier. And we pick him up on the cable cam, and he's coming in.
Man, oh man, I didn't believe he would stay. I thought he would stay out, but he's coming in. Is this a scheduled pit stop, guys?
Well, I don't know. He did what he wanted to do, of course, and led a lap to get the 5 points, but I'm a little surprised he's in. Jerry, here he comes.
And the crew is telling me it is a scheduled stop. They want to try to stay on their fuel schedule. So Rusty now on pit road as they are trying to change all 4 tires. Apparently they have figured out that it is not an overheating problem. They simply have a bad water temperature gauge. Left side tire now going on. The current Winston Cup point leader. Wallace revs the engine up, has it in gear, he's down and away. 17.9 seconds. Good pit work.
As he pulls out of the pit area, the leader at the moment is Michael Waltrip. He has not stopped, but will have to stop very shortly. We'll be back with more in just a moment. Jan, thank you very much for the update from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Here at Sears Point, we've completed 27 laps, and Michael Waltrip is the leader. Sterling Marlin second, Rick Wilson third, followed by Hut Strickland and Phil Parsons, but those drivers have not pitted recently.
I think they all did pit during that first caution, which was at about lap 10, Bob, so they should be able to go a few more laps. And we speculated why Rusty Wallace might come in when he pitted at the same time as these drivers we were just talking about. I think he came in so that if a caution came out, he wouldn't have to make a pit stop then and have to go to the tail end of the line. He had moved himself back up in the top 10 by making a green flag pit stop, which he made a good one, just a little over 17 seconds. He's right back up there with the leader. So if the caution comes out now, he's not hurt by it.
Good strategy for Rusty Wallace, and Michael Waltrip has made a nice progression. Starting 16th, he fell back to 31st, and now has the lead. But again, remember, he made a pit stop on lap number 10 and will be needing another pit stop before too long. Sterling Marlin is right there with him in turn 11.
And when Michael Waltrip made that pit stop and came back on the racetrack right behind Rusty Wallace, hey guys, he almost stayed up with Rusty Wallace for that 20 laps or 18 laps, whatever it was. This Pennzoil Pontiac.
While we watch first and second, we will tell you that Morgan Shepherd was assessed a stop-and-go penalty for being too fast on pit road. And we're riding with Morgan right now, actually on top of the Citgo Ford. This is the straightaway from turn number 6 down to turn 7, and the suspension cam.
And coming into 7, you can see that a little action there on the springs as it goes through the turn. Accelerates off and heads through the S's now. We'll see a little bit of a change now as it goes through the first left-hand turn, then the right-hand turn. But you can see it gets a pretty good workout. The spring and the shock absorber gets a pretty good workout on the road course. In fact, more of a workout here than anywhere.
And that's the rear. That is the rear suspension we're looking at. Right at the bottom right-hand lower part of your screen is the rear end cooler pump. That pumps the fluid out of the rear end, out of the grease, the gear, into a cooler and back in, and it cools the grease. That's the oil tank that we see. It says Sitco on it. I think that's the oil reservoir for this Ford.